Hi, friends. My name is Will Hillenbrand, and here I am in my studio in Terrace Park, Ohio. I'd like to take you behind the scenes today on a book that I made with my friend, Margery Cuyler. The book is called Snow Friends, and Margery is the author, and I am the illustrator. Now, at one point in this book's life, it looked like this, words on a page. I'm going to take you behind the scenes so you can see how I made the pictures using those ideas from those words. Let's go behind the page, behind the curtain, and into the process of how the ideas for this book came to life. From Dog Walk to Snow Friends. Hi, this is Will Hillenbrand, and I'd like to take you behind the scenes and allow you to understand more about how this book, Snow Friends, came to life from Dog Walk to Snow Friends. And my friend Margery Cuyler is photographed here as I know her, and of course she's right there with her dog Tootsie when she was a little girl. I chose the picture of her as a child primarily because she has a dog with her, and this story happens to all be about friends and dogs. And so I thought that was a good place to begin with my friend Margery. Margery was my first editor years ago when I started doing books. She was the editor at Holiday House. And here I am with a collection of dogs I've drawn, and in between the two photographs at the top is a Boston Terrier, and that was our dog, Michael, when I was a child. I'm also in the photograph with the red jacket on. My brothers are all behind me, and that's the front yard of our house on a snowy day. This story has an unusual beginning in a way, and that is because when you work with Margery, you kind of learn that she has her own way, and that's perfectly fine. She called me and asked me if I wanted to look at something she had written and had drawn some thumbnail sketches for. This is the beginning, and the title of this is called Dog Walk by Margery Cuyler. And you can see there is some snow going on in these pictures. She indicated that she wanted to have some word balloons for some of the book, and she drew sketches for things that she thought could help me understand what she was thinking about better. And it did. The small panels at the bottom on page 7 where she's breaking up some frames of action, that's all really, really good information for me to think about. She even, I was thinking about this child that was reading upside down. I found this picture on her website. So all authors get ideas from their own experiences. And this is a picture from her website. And now I understand better why she has a child upside down on page 6. Moving along the story, you can read it and see what she's thinking about. And I don't remember exactly what I was thinking about at the time, but I was falling in love with this story as I was flipping through page after page. Some of the things are in the final book, like there is a ball being tossed to a dog. I changed that a little bit because the ball was used as a distraction from chasing a rabbit for Oscar. So again, we move through the story and get to see she's labeled each page. So it's 16 and 17. That's a double page spread. 18, 19. Maybe they'll be hiding behind that tree. And as it reveals itself, one page I knew that she absolutely loved and talked about was when the children and the dogs went roly-poly down the hillside and then landed with their feet sticking up in the air and their tails up in the air on page 27. So that stayed as well. And here we come around to coming back to the house, and the friends are together. and the dog goes out and makes a snow dog, or the kids build a snow dog, and they run around in circles. So page 32, that wraps it up. I talked to her, and then I started doing my own sketching and thinking about what would that dog look like on a snowy day? What kind of dog would it be? So I've drawn a couple here. And then I drew this figure with a dog. And I really like this very kind of simple approach at this point. And I'm going to let you see a little bit about how I added some of the color to the figure. And that was very satisfying. I liked this figure for a long time. I thought about it, had it pinned to my studio wall, but I kept thinking about it, so I kept drawing. And then this character appeared. And this whole section right now is really about character development for the dogs and also for the humans that are in this part of the story. And the way I do character development is I draw it, and then I think about it, and I live with it. I added color to this one too. And for a very long time, this character was going to be Matt in the story. But that also changed. Often it changes when I do a storyboard. A storyboard and a book dummy are similar. A storyboard allows you to see the entire book at once. That's really important for a book like this because I'm thinking about the size of the pictures, how I tell the story, how we move from one panel to the next, one spread from the next. How do I slow down the story with many pictures or one single big picture? So this is a map of how I'm thinking about the shape of the book, not the size of it, but the shape of how it feels when you read through the pictures. Now I'm going to just focus on what that really means from page 1 through page 7. How does that work? So I'm going to take it apart of the rest. Now, 1 through 7 is really important in a picture book because it introduces you to a setting, it invites you to get to know characters, and often it's putting forward the problem of the book. So what will the problem be here? The title page shows the dog, Oscar, looking out the window on a snowy day. This is a pencil drawing. It's not in color because in thumbnail sketches, it's typically not done in color. The next page shows Matt's house. The dog is still looking out the window. That moves from one page to this page. There's a figure that's walking across the bottom corner of the book near the snowman. That's an important character that is walking past the house now, but we'll find her later in the story. This is the setting, at least the beginning of the story. Oscar's looking out the window. He also hears Matt stir, so he grabs his leash to let him know it's time to go outside and play. It's snowing after all. Yeah, I've added another character here, another dog, a small dog. My brother-in-law had a small Chihuahua that we would babysit every once in a while, so I've introduced that dog. Now, his dog was called Spike, and I call this one Spike, although it goes unnamed in the story. Now, the big picture in color is a little bit tinted back because I want you to focus on the way this picture came to be. And in the beginning, I had Matt on the bed in the pencil drawing, the Chihuahua giving him his leash, and an action going on outside beyond the window of Matt's room. I like this, but again, thinking about it some more, I did many more sketches. This is like my messy desktop, and I would have many drawings, and I would do one, think of another one, do another one, think about the character, think about the angle of the bed. What's really important here for me, I didn't know until later. I'm going to clear off the rest of the desktop and focus on these two drawings here. And the rough pencil drawing and the drawing beneath it became the color picture you'll find in the background. How did that work? Well, something like this, where you can actually see the pencil drawing, the light thumbnail sketch actually captures all the action I need to do the drawing below. And the one that was done above, that looks very simple and not very complete, was the moment I knew I got it right. Then I just needed to draw it. So I did. I also remembered the way Margery was thinking about it, which always makes me chuckle. My drawing here was done in pencil in the preliminary sketches, but when I make the final art, it's done on my tablet with my Apple Pencil. The drawing is finished. Now what about the rest of the picture? Well, I always focus on thinking about doing a really strong drawing first and then populating the picture with color. So the way this is done is the pencil drawing is completed, and then I'll add the color. Now, if I were doing watercolor, I would lay watercolor washes on top, but this is a digital piece of art, so I'm going to add layers, which is kind of like a layer cake. The pencil drawing is like in the very top, it's the icing, and the other layers are below that. Almost like an archaeological dig, you go down and get to the color work beneath. So now I've done Oscar and Matt, and then I've added the blanket. What about the wall and the window? Well, actually I've done it here, but what I've done at the very same time is I've removed the pencil drawing. Now, it didn't disappear. I didn't erase it. I'm just showing you what a layer of paint looks like without a pencil drawing. This can look kind of wild, and I love this, actually. I want my artwork to be controlled and wild at the same time because it creates energy. And when I put the pencil drawing back on top, you can see for yourself how it comes together. Now I did a revised storyboard with some changes, but what's important about this version, all the words are gone. I made a wordless picture book from what Margery set out as her idea. I didn't know if this would work, but I thought I would try it because after all, the story still needs to work as a narrative without words. So I did this, and now let's just go through the pictures. After the first sequence, we see Matt's letting the dog out, and Oscar escapes. These are the sketches, and I'm going to build my book dummy as I build a storyboard for all the pages and actions in the story, one after another. A picture book is 32 pages, so I need to think about all the double page spreads and how all the individual pages come together. So this is the map of the book all the way through the very last picture. So, moving on, I sent that to Margery and to our editor, Christy, and they talked about it, and they thought it would be better with words. So Margery started writing. She wrote this time for the pictures, to the pictures that I made, and it was a total of a 4-page manuscript. The whole story is right here in words. Now I'll take those words and put them together in the storyboard. Some changes of the art happened, and I built that picture all the way through here as a revision. Now, revisions are important because it helps you build your work. It's helping you get an idea, a better idea of what you're making and doing all the time. It's really fundamental. And I make big global changes to ideas, and then I come in and do individual ones. I hope you enjoyed getting an inside view on how this book was made. So now go out and make some snow friends yourself. Again, enjoy the book, and always keep a story in your heart.